Oh, so welcome to Thursday. I have to tell you, when my alarm goes off, reminding me that it's almost time for meditation, something inside of me just says, breathe deeply. And no matter what was going on in the moment, or no matter what busy thing I was involved in, it's like it gives me this hope that in just a few minutes, I get to come and find stillness. And I hope that it does the same for you when your reminder goes off. So let's get started. I want you just to find a comfortable seated position wherever you are, or maybe you're lying down. And then if you can gently just close your eyes and begin to find a slow, steady rhythm of breath. We have made it almost to the end of this week. We are headed to a full moon on Saturday. But what matters the most is this present moment. This moment right here and now. So let's use our breath to connect to it. One breath in and one breath out. And now in this moment, one breath in and one breath out. And you continue just to find a slow, steady rhythm. Before we begin and before I share with you the words that have been on my heart today, I want you just to give yourself a little grace and a little forgiveness for wherever it's necessary. Oftentimes we get to the end of the day and we just lay our head down to go to sleep. And we don't do much to check in with ourselves. We just start the next day and try again. But what I want you to think about for a second before we go into tonight's inspiration, if at the end of the day you start to kind of reflect and think about what's gone on and you realize maybe that you've not been kind to someone, or maybe your temper was short, or maybe you didn't give your best to whatever the situation was, we oftentimes feel this urge to apologize or ask someone to forgive us, or ask someone to give us another shot, another chance. But how often do we do that for ourselves? There are times during our day that we disappoint ourselves and we don't meet the expectations that we have. We get frustrated by certain things physically or mentally or emotionally or financially or spiritually that we're going through. But then we just go to bed and we start again the next day, and unlike our need to go and set it right with someone else, we oftentimes never set it right with ourselves. And so tonight I want our time to be about our response. Part of navigating our path is understanding where our responses come from. So as you continue to breathe, I want to share with you a quote that I've used in class a couple times this week, and it's just really sat with me. It's from Viktor Frankl, one of the most known survivors of the Holocaust. Whether you know about Viktor Frankl's life or not, you know the story of history. So his words say, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. I read this quote earlier in the week and it has just really sat with me. Because like you, I am so quick to respond. Sometimes it's my words. Sometimes it's my tone. Sometimes it's just a look on my face. Sometimes it's my actions. But this incredible human being who survived one of the biggest atrocities of our entire history, he's reminding us that there is power in that space between what's happening and how we respond. And what he says is right there in that space is our growth and our freedom. And so as we sit here tonight, I want us just to start with our responses to ourselves. We beat ourselves up all the time for our shortcomings, for our failures, for our good intentions that we don't always follow through with. But every time we show up into this space, whether you're on a mat or on a cushion or seated on the floor, wherever you are, this sacred space of your meditation practice, it is a chance to let go of the past shortcomings, the past responses that may not have been good toward yourself. And as you commit to breathe and be, you can commit to pause in the space before you respond next time. Our meditation practice does not ask us to recall all the things we've done wrong and then beat ourselves up for it. No, because meditation is not about the past. It is about the here and the now. So the shortcomings of today, they are done. How you got frustrated with yourself, that is past. So that tonight, as we lay our head on our pillows, we're going to find that beautiful space between the stimulus of this day and our response. So in this space, let's breathe. And through this breath, let's discover growth and freedom. Breathing in, I find the pause. And breathing out, I experience the growth. Breathing in, I find the pause. And breathing out, I experience the growth. Just a few more. Breathing in, I find the power of the pause. And breathing out, I see the growth. One more time, breathing in, I pause. Breathing out, I grow. So now let's just sit in the quiet, finding this present moment and letting the moments before this one go, letting the responses before this one go, and just learn to be here and now. Just bring your awareness back to the space that we're sharing together. And I want to give you just a personal encouragement with this idea that Viktor Frankl gave us. This idea that between stimulus and response, we find space. And in that space is where we choose our response. I've really been practicing this a lot over the last several months because I am quick to respond. I'm quick to judge. I'm quick to evaluate. And what the person in my life has learned over these last few months is I've really committed to grow in this area, is that sometimes there's a situation and I just become quiet. And at first, he took that as saying that something was wrong, something was off. But now he understands. I'm trying to pause before I respond. Sometimes my pause is seconds or minutes. Sometimes it's half the day, or maybe into the next day. But what I have found is that when I pause before I respond in my words or my tone or my actions, there's a lot less mess to clean up afterward. So for no other reason than to save yourself the trouble of cleaning up the mess of your responses, I encourage you, try to pause. And the growth and the freedom that you will experience, I cannot even put it into words, but it is truly my wish for each and every one of you. Let's pause together, one breath at a time. Namaste.